Your host, Parker, Dan, and Angela slice and dice their way through the good.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The bad.
You brought the devil!
There's a devil inside everyone.
And the ugly movies you love.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
Hold your favorite films and franchises tight, because they aren't safe. In fact, it's already too late. It's time to dissect that film.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film podcast, a podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me as always, my wonderful co-host, Dan and Angela of TNAGE Gaming.
Hello.
Oh, and back once again are two wonderful human beings from a podcast that we love called the Flicks and Friends podcast. We have Leonardo, a.k.a. Dustin, and Casey Jones, a.k.a. Paul. Welcome back, gentlemen.
It's pronounced Leonardo.
He's gonna Nardo so hard.
Nardo.
I'm gonna throw my nards at you if you shut it.
Leo's got Nardo.
It's not Leonardo. It's Leonardo.
Do you think he walks around like it just he has a name tag with his last name? He's in disguise. He's just
Got to. Well, they're all in
That just
disguise
says
in the new one when
Leo.
they take off their fucking masks. They're all in
no,
disguise.
but it's just your last name, just Nardo.
Oh, Mr. Nardo.
It's Italian, so just-
Mr. Nardo.
Paging Mr. Nardo.
Turtles have nardos.
yeah, it's behind the shell. They got the deployment chute.
Yeah.
It rolls out.
Well,
Hey guys, we're on the rails. Now we're off.
That's gonna be happening a lot tonight.
Yes. Today we are talking about the second entry of the 90s turtle movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Look who's back.
Yeehaw! Awesome!
Michelangelo,
You dudes want to play too? Around the world!
Donatello,
Yeah!
Leonardo,
Hey!
Raphael,
Yeah! All the good ones, and you know.
Hey, Mike, you think you could crunch any louder? I can still hear out of this one.
Any luck finding a new place to live yet?
And I thought all the really good dungeons were in Europe.
Where are you guys?
I just like to say, hello.
Would you give me that one? Come on, give me back.
Shredder.
Whoa!
The past returns, my son. That's the canister that had the ooze. That transformed us all.
Well, you're the last one, aren't you?
He's got the canister. Get it!
Wow!
Hey, Mike, surge up, dude. Wipe out! Whoa!
this time, it's one for all.
You take the ugly one.
No, you take the ugly one.
Which one's the other one?
And all for
Pizza?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
So, of course, we brought these two gentlemen on because they love the Turtles. And they have an amazing episode talking about the first Ninja Turtles movie. And so I felt it was necessary to reach out to them to come on to cover number 2. And not my number 2, but the Turtles number 2. What kind of
Well,
number
he said
2?
reach out, not reach around, right?
It does have ooze.
Whatever you
It does
want to
have
do.
ooze, yeah.
I'll ooze all over. Okay, that's enough.
all right, Dan.
Is this the Patreon too?
No, this one's for everybody. So, gentlemen, what is your history with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2? Who wants
Start.
anyone can start. Whoever
Go ahead,
wants
Paul.
to start talking.
Okay. So I'm old, and I remember I saw this movie in theater when it came out. And
Lucky.
that being said, I haven't seen this one nearly as much as I've seen the first one. I have seen it a lot. But that's mostly my history. My cousin, who was couple years younger than me was more obsessed with this one. I was more obsessed with the first one, so it was always an argument on which one we were going to watch. And so the end of the argument was always, we'll just watch them both. But I do love this movie. And I'm sure as we get into it, I'll explain why I don't love it as much as the first one. But yes, I did see it in theater when I came out. This was what, 91, 92?
91. The year of my birth.
So this is one of the first movies.
Coincidence?
I think not. Yeah, your secret of Parker's dad's Ooze is Parker. But anyway, yes. My history with this movie is
I really hope my conception was during TMNT 2. Dad, when did it happen? What was on the TV that day?
He said, you were the secret of my Ooze, son.
That's right.
But
that's right. Yes.
Oh my God. But yeah, so yes, that's my brief history with this. Is that like I said, I saw it in theater. I grew up watching this and ass ton. Not as much as I watched the first one. Honestly, I think I might have seen the third one more than this one. But yes, I do. But I do love this movie. Not as good as the first, but I do love this movie.
I'm the complete opposite of Paul. This was the movie. This is the Ninja Turtles movie I grew up with. I love the first one's the best one. Don't get me wrong, but this one's my favorite one. For many reasons. This was the first VHS tape that was mine. You know, like they bought me this movie and this is for you. This is my fucking tape. Wore it out. I love Tokar Razor.
You mean not Bebop Rocksteady?
I mean Tokar Razor, their own characters, Paul. Sheesh.
Yeah, man, read the IDW, bro. Come on.
I got Parker's dad's Ooze on my brain right now.
Oh my God! I say you'd rather have it there than other places, I guess.
Yeah, but no, this is like I said. I grew up with this one the most. I mean, I love the whole trilogy. Don't get me wrong, but this is objectively my favorite one out of all. So
that'd be subjective, by the way. But
Paul,
opinions are subjective, bro. Opinions, actually,
yeah, like Paul's asshole. It's on everyone. I mean, everyone's got one.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, I'm down with it. Carry
on. Everyone.
Yeah, we got my assholes. Okay. Parker's dad's Ooze. It's just I got. How many more do we need for bingo?
Oh, we'll add more. Don't worry.
What's the number, Lisa? Oh, sorry. Angela, what's your history with this movie?
Yeah, dear.
I believe this is the second time I've watched this. I'm pretty sure I watched it the first time at my cousin's house. But all I can remember of it is Ninja Rap. So
that's fair.
That's all I remember.
That's what a lot of people remember from this movie. That's fair. Like it was big when it came out.
Go Ninja, go!
I made another funny.
You spoiled the end.
Applause on the bottom of the screen, like laugh track. Anyway, carry on.
What about you?
That's all I got.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I know. See, that's why I'm with her all the time. I'm usually the one that finishes first. Woo! Anyway, so
yes,
this is definitely not an episode for children.
Bingo.
Was it ever? You're done already?
Just try to drink your drink. That away.
Much like Dustin, this was my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie growing up. And I watched the first one, so I had some recollection of the first one at some point. But I always remember the opening to this. I'm like, why are those men wearing that thing on? There's things on their heads. Why do they have TVs? Why did they steal that dude's pizza and pay for it? Why is he in the trash can? I didn't know, but I was very young when I watched this movie, and so I'm kind of a simpleton anyway. But that was about it. This was the Turtles movie for me, and I didn't realize how many people shat on this movie.
Oh yeah,
after the fact, it was fuck this movie, and which is fine. You like what you like, but that was it. This was the one that I watched the most. And then in the future, when we talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, there's a story for that attached to that thing.
When you guys eventually cover TMNT 3.
Yeah, when we record that episode, It's
Yeah.
not recorded yet.
Yeah, but when it happens, there will be a story attached. It's in the notes, the PDF. It's there.
Sounds good.
I watched this probably just as much as the first one. I think I mentioned it last week when we talked about the first one that the third one was definitely the one I watched maybe once or twice and was like, I'm good. Have not wanting to watch that for a long time. 1 and 2 were like back to back all the time. If I was watching one, I was immediately watching 2, and that was just how it was throughout my childhood. I have not seen this movie though in probably 20 years. Like it has been a very long time since I've seen the second one. Where I've probably seen the first one a couple times before we actually did the episode, but yeah, it was one of those things where you rewatch it after such a long time, you still have that vivid memory of everything that happens. You're like, oh yeah, it's like you've been watching it like constantly. So yeah, that's my little history with this movie. So for the behind the scenes facts, a little bit of this one. It was directed by Michael Pressman, who would go on to do a lot of TV stuff, as did every director in this franchise. Like when it came to the 90s Turtles movies, the directors were like, a Ninja Turtles movie, one other movie, and then I'm doing TV for the rest of my career. And it's like, okay, cool. Because you look at this guy's body of work, it's not much. It was written by Todd Langen, another guy who really didn't do a whole bunch. He did some work on the Wonder Years, and that's about all he's known for. It stars Paige Turco as April O'Neil. As you know, the original April from number 1 didn't come back because who do we like more?
Judith Hogue. All day, every day. Judith
All
Hogue.
day, man.
She apparently was super difficult though, right? Like that's why they.
Yes, yeah. That's what I was. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to know what your guys thought on.
Oh, it's Judith Hogue. She will always be my April O'Neil.
Judith Hogue.
Mm-hmm.
She's a babe.
She is a babe.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my god! So she came in because Judith Hogue was not asked to come back because they were afraid she was going to be difficult, because she was supposedly very difficult on the first one. She pretty much stated it was too violent. I guess there was a lot of complaints about the working environment during the filming of the first one. So yeah, Paige Turco comes in to play April O'Neil in this one, and then she would come back for the third one. We have David Warner, of all people. I forgot David Warner was in this movie as Professor Jordan Perry. We've talked about David Warner, I believe, once before on this show. We talked about Titanic. We have Ernie Reyes Jr. as Kino. He was mostly stunt work. He was actually the in-suit stunt double for Donatello in the first movie. So they liked his work so much that they were like, hey, you want to be in the movie as your own character? And he kicks ass. I love in the credits when it says all of Kino's stunt work was done by Ernie Reyes Jr. himself. That's literally what it says. I was like, this dude's awesome. Francois Cho as Shredder. I believe he was a replacement too.
Mm-hmm.
It was James Saito in the original. He was also, but everybody has a different voice too. So Shredder was voiced by, where are you? David McCharron.
I thought Leo and Mikey are the same.
I didn't mean everybody.
Was sorry. My fault.
No, Leo and Mikey were played both by the same guys. Brian Tochi was Leonardo, and Robbie Rist was the voice of Michelangelo. Adam Carl was the voice of Donatello. I love how they had to put Vanilla Ice as himself. Like, what? Why? Who cares?
Exactly.
Michael Jai White has an uncredited cameo as an audience member that joins the Foot Clan with Kino in one of the scenes. I'm guessing during the concert.
It's when they're panning it's like the fencing. Like you have that dude that's wearing the fucking Boston hat walking around saying, you got to join the club, you got to do a series of tests and all this and that. And Ernie Reyes Jr. standing there, and Michael Jai White's standing right behind him, but he's super fucking young.
There is I don't know if you might have this in your notes. I don't mean to undercut you, but there's one that blew me away this time because it's sort of like Sam Rockwell in the first one. There's somebody I never noticed until I watched today. Does anybody watch Curb Your Enthusiasm? at all? Well,
I mean, I know of it.
okay. Well, there's a character in her name's Susie Green. She's like Jeff Garland's wife through the entire series for 13, 14 seasons. And she's the lady in the couple that's walking out of April O'Neil's apartment when they stop and talk to her at the beginning of the movie. I just thought that, I was like, that's damn Susie. And I had to look it up, and sure enough it was.
Back to the cast. We have Toshishiro Obata as Tatsu. He was voiced by Michael McConaughey. Not related to
What?
Not related to Matthew.
All right.
And guess who makes a triumphant return to the podcast, Dan? Can you make a guess?
Good old Frank Welker.
Good old Frank Welker as the voices or noises of Toka and Risa.
Well, they do have lines.
They do.
Mama.
You're right.
Oh, mama!
Give me the nom noms. Ah.
Man, I can't wait to talk
man.
about those two motherfuckers, man.
So we talked about how Adam Carl stepped in to do Donatello in this one because during the filming of this one, Corey Feldman was going through drug issues and court cases and stuff, so he was not asked to return. But it is pretty funny that when you look into number 3, he wasn't compensated much more than he was compensated on number 1. Kevin Clash is back as Splinter, Elmo himself, or at least one of the former Elmos. He's not Elmo currently.
They say he had some problematic stuff too.
Yeah,
he's in some trouble.
Yeah,
had his hand in more than puppets.
Oh!
The director Michael Pressman is in this movie. He plays the news manager. He plays April's boss.
Oh, okay,
that she talks to.
Mm-hmm.
We have Raymond Serra is back as Police Chief Stern. And that's your core cast there. So this movie was released March 22nd, 1991. So a little bit before, it was a little bit later than when my dad and my mom conceived me. It would have been, because that would have had to been like December of 90 would have been when that had to have happened, because 9 months.
Missed it by that
91, I guess, just a little bit. It ran at 88 minutes. God, I love short movies like this. It was perfect.
Yes.
Perfect length.
It's because it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll talk a little bit more about the kid-friendly version of the Turtles here. It had a budget of $25 million and a box office of $78.7 million. So it was a success. It was more Turtles, and people loved the Turtles. That's pretty much all they cared about. Now, the reason that all 3 of these 90s movies came out pretty much within, 3 years? Was because one of the producers was like, we need to get these Turtles movies out before people just don't give a shit about the Turtles anymore. Because that was their biggest fear. They're like, people are going to lose interest in the Turtles. We need to push these movies out. So that's why we got we got 3 movies in 4 years.
Yeah, this one was like an 11-month turnaround.
Yep. And the third,
it was insane.
The third one came out during the last season of the cartoon. So I'm pretty sure is.
But little does he know, joke's on him.
Yeah, right.
Who lost interest in the Turtles?
Nobody. As we could see from last year with Mutant Mayhem just blowing up the box office.
Yeah.
So goddamn good.
But so this was also a movie that they kind of had to aim more towards children. Like the first one they said was too dark, which, to be honest, when you rewatch the first Turtles movie, it's not that dark. It's not that violent. And they're like, oh, it's too violent. We got to tone it down so they can't use their weapons anymore. Or if they do, they cannot use it in combat. And if they want to use a nunchuck, he's got to use a sausage. Okay, he can't actually use his nunchuck.
So those scenes were actually
April
cut
had
out.
the shit slapped out of her.
Those scenes were actually cut out in England for every movie because you can't have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nunchucks are forbidden on screen, and I don't know if they still are now, but they were.
Oh,
yes. So
Why?
England has a list of forbidden weapons that you can't have in cinema. At least back then, I'm sure most of that stuff's gone now.
Is dildo one of them?
I'm assuming if nunchucks, dildos probably do qualify as well.
I just want to see a movie. It's like, well, you could do this in England. It's just some dude with 2 dildos. Just
dildo,
or it's just like Masters.
It's not
like
sexual in
Donatello's.
any way. It's just a dude with 2 dildos. He's like, just beat the shit out of people.
I know in Germany,
Donatello's staff is just one.
No, it just has 2 glued on the end. So when you flip it, it just
it's like Darth Vader.
I mean, might as well. He put mops and shit on
Weird,
it. It's multitasking.
Oh,
he did.
And I know in Germany they had to tone down the violence. They had to put in like bam, pew, like sounds when they're
okay.
Yep.
Did they have
That's
the
for
words
this
pop up
one.
on screen like the 60s Batman show?
That'd be a whole lot cool if it did. But that's for this one. They did that for this one. Not even the first
hilarious.
movie. Yeah, I mean, the first movie did have a woman getting open-handed slapped, which is, you know, in a kids movie is a fairly big deal.
Yeah.
They say "damn" twice.
Twice?
Which
I thought it was like 4 fucking times.
But you gotta think too, this is in the 90s. Like, you know, people were still not as open to having kids hear any of that stuff. So
yeah, and thinking about the violence in the first one, it's really all of it's happening to the anthropomorphic creatures. It's not happening to the people. Like Raphael's the one getting the shit kicked out of him, or Splinter's the one that's tied up, you know, beaten and tattered. That's like,
well,
the Foot Clan,
sure.
I mean,
get crunched at the end.
well, not apparently not. That was a fucking recycling truck. Because guess who's back? in this
but
movie,
the
Paul?
visual was
Guess who's back?
The visual was there. Because of the implications.
What murder? He was the best guy there is.
And that's another, and because of like the toned down violence, that's why Casey Jones isn't in this. They just figured he was too violent of a character, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of him, and we're gonna bring Kino in, and he's just gonna kick everybody in the face.
He's the
it's not that violent, guys.
Obvious addition to the movie that this is a kid's film, because they're like, oh, I can relate to him. He's a young guy who's doing all this.
Oh, we're gonna get to Kino's fucking nosy ass, I'm sure.
Bring back Elias Koteas.
Yes. We'll get him back in number 3, guys. Don't you worry.
And two versions of him.
Just wait.
Just
wait when you guys cover it.
He plays 2 characters.
I know.
I mean,
You'll
figure that out
forever.
You'll figure that out when you cover it.
Yes. You're right. The audio people can't see. I'm winking. Oh shit! I said it.
He's just having a stroke for the looks of it. He's going down, guys.
But like Parker earlier was asking, like how this what this movie does, like in my brain forever. Whenever I see that the opening, the fucking the symbols flying and shit. Is it new? It's New Line, right?
It's New Line.
Yeah.
Anytime I see New Line, I think of this movie. Like this is my instant gut reaction is to say Secret of the Ooze.
Mine's the first.
New Line always will be Freddy for me. Every time I'll see that New Line logo come in, all I hear is da, 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 da. The theme for Nightmare, and I'm so seeing it in other movies, it's always weird to me. I don't know. I watched a lot of Freddy growing up. Yeah. As for puppeteers in this movie, we have Mark Queso as Leonardo's In-Suit Performer. We have Michelin Sisti as Michelangelo's In-Suit Performer. Leif Tilden as Donatello. Ken Traum as Raphael, and Kevin Clash was also the puppeteer behind Splinter, not just his voice. And we had Mark Ginther as Razor, Kurt Bryant as Toka. So, a cool fact that I found out in 2022, Kevin Nash came out and actually revealed that Kevin Peter Hall was originally cast as the physical actor for the Super Shredder. But I think he died before this movie came out. I think he passed away. I think it was around like 90, 91. Of course, for anyone who doesn't know Kevin Peter Hall, he was the Predator.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah. Harry and Hendersons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was a bunch.
For anyone who doesn't know Kevin Nash, he was in the Wolfpack. He was in the NWO.
He was Diesel.
Big Daddy Cool. Did you hear the story about how Kevin Nash got the gig though?
Because he took it from somebody else, didn't he?
It was at a live event, like a live WCW taping, and who produced this movie?
It would have been WWF because he was still Diesel at this time.
Was he? Okay, so he was at a live event, and someone from the crowd said, "Hey, come be in my movie," and it was this movie.
Oh,
really? Literally, those are words from Kevin Nash's mouth. You know, that's how it shit happened.
He didn't go to WCW till '96, I think it was 96 or 97.
When him and Scott Hall went and wrecked havoc.
The Outsiders.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember that, man. I was there, not there, but I watched it.
I was there too, not there as well, but I did see the Wolfpack live at it was the first ever WCW Nitro at Bilo Center. I was there.
Nice.
I didn't watch a lot of Kevin Nash when he was wrestling. I remember Kevin Nash from The Punisher from 2004.
There you go.
That's the Russian.
Yes.
Yes.
one of the
You guys wanna-
one of the best fights in like in my opinion, and one of the best like movie fights.
It's brutal.
is the Punisher,
Yeah.
Kevin Nash. Yeah, great fight. Does anybody have any other behind the scenes stuff they want to share before we hop into this plot? Paul, I always got to go to you, man. You got all the info.
If this was animation, I'd probably have a lot more. But
I was gonna say we're not talking about an animated movie today, so Paul's like, I'm not as prepared.
No, I have a lot of the same stuff you said. I get that. That's pretty much all I had.
So you had a lot of stuff that that Wikipedia had.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Me, I had.
No, other than the stuff like that, and I do always the interesting fact about because I think they mentioned it in one of the documentaries, but I think they quoted it in Wikipedia. I could be wrong, but where Kevin Eastman hates this movie, like this is his least favorite Turtles movie.
Well, actually, thank you for bringing that up, because then that puts another fact in my head. The fact that the reason that we got Toka and Razor was because of Eastman and Laird. They did not want Bebop and Rocksteady in the movie because they didn't like their portrayal in the show. Like they didn't like the way that they were created in the show.
They were one note.
Yeah, they were one note characters,
yeah.
and they didn't want that in the movie. So they were like, we're just going to create these brand new characters, and so that's why we got Toka and Razor. And Toka and Razor shows up later in the animated series, so that was pretty cool.
And the comics now.
You're talking about two of the most iconic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villains, though, right? That's who you mean?
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady.
Bebop and Rocksteady, like the two of the most.
So you're telling me that TMNT Out of the Shadows is one of the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies? Is that what you're saying?
No, all I'm saying is those characters are iconic.
Of the two new ones, that's the only one I enjoy. And Seamus is, which one is he? He's Bebop.
He's Bebop. Yeah. I don't know, man. Bebop in fucking Mutant Mayhem when he comes in, or Rocksteady when he comes in on the chopper, dude. I didn't know I needed to see that, and then Seth Rogen did it, and now that's all I have to see is them on some fucking choppers, dude.
Man. So good. All right, well, I think we've talked enough about behind the scenes and all that fun stuff. Let's jump into this great plot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. So
I don't secret where that came from.
Not in the hair.
Yeah, please.
Angela's like, what the fuck is
Angela?
happening?
I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm
I'm loving it.
Okay.
So we are in New York City, of course, as we always are, and everyone is just enjoying that sweet, sweet New York pizza. Like everyone is eating a pizza.
And it's all cheese.
Pizza.
Everyone is eating.
It's all cheese. Everyone's
Why don't these fuckers bring it upside down?
Everyone's a vegetarian in New York City in 1991.
It's cheese because that's the dollar slice.
Right. Okay. Yes.
That's why
because that
it's
one
the
stand is
dollar
like
slice.
There are a couple guys
Yeah.
wearing suits that can afford more than the dollar slice eating that pizza.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
you
that don't
cheap
matter if you're
fucks.
wearing a suit, though, man. It's like if you grow up in New York, you can't take the New York out of the person, but you can take the person out of New York.
Hey!
Give me my
I'm walking
pepperoni!
in.
I'm
Pizza
eating my
over
pizza.
here.
Hey! He's just flapping it around.
Anyways, you going to LaGuardia or what?
I do like the one scene where they're eating pizza here that I love is clearly an ode to the cartoon.
We're eating pizza.
Eating pizza, man. It's where the chick picks up the slice of pizza and the cheese looks like it does in the cartoon.
Oh,
God, dude,
I no joke looked at my wife and went, "Did you see that cheese?"
I don't know, dude. You got those.
When my kids had pizza, moved to an Italian restaurant. It did that same shit. Like the whole fucking top. Just like,
that'll make you.
Yeah.
I wanted it
Things
now.
happen in your pants when that happens.
I literally.
But you got those
Bring an extra pair
two
of
cops.
No,
You got the two cops eating pizza, and then like it pans out, and you see they have someone handcuffed to them while they're eating the pizza.
I'm not even sharing with this motherfucker.
I literally bought.
Oh,
watched this
man.
movie this morning and bought pizza for lunch. That's literally what I did today.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I feel like that's just a necessity. We
have
meet
to.
Kino, who is our new side character, and he goes up. You know, he's got to deliver some pizzas. He's like, "Hey, ladies, who am I gonna give a ride on my, on my delivery?" And they're like, "Yeah, whatever, dweeb." And I was like, "Who the fuck says dweeb?" And I went, "Oh yeah, it's 1991."
They go
Sorry.
in your dreams.
Oh, did they say in your dreams? I
Yeah,
thought they
that's
called
why
him
I
a
said-
dweeb.
Which one of you lucky girls gets a ride with me tonight? Dream on, dweeb.
No, that's why I said that to you, because he goes, next time I dream of something, and maybe we dream of something a little thinner.
I went,
yes.
I was like, I'd have punched him.
She needs to not be rude.
damn.
I was
no, but that's
But you can't body
That's a little
shame.
too far.
I will say
man.
I was on the fence on who
They call
they
him
were,
a
they were both
dweeb.
in the wrong.
They didn't though.
They were both
said
Hey,
in your
they're
dreams.
from fucking New York.
they're both in the wrong. They were both in the wrong.
Yeah, they both
Yeah.
were in the wrong.
Yeah,
That's just affectionately being New York at that point.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So Kino goes on his delivery and he finds some guys doing some shady stuff. They're robbing this mall. What the fuck?
Yeah,
It's like a hallway full of shops.
And there's a restaurant in there. But it's in the,
There's a gumball machine, so it's clearly something that people go.
it's in the
in and out
basement.
of a lot?
Toy
It's
store.
in the base. It's a toy store. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is a toy store. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kicks some ass. He absolutely kicks some. Oh, I love that.
You're under arrest. Are you a cop? No,
What are you,
I
the-
deliver
what-
pizzas.
What, who
This
you,
is-
was it night security or whatever he calls it?
Oh yeah, what are you
Yeah.
night security?
This is two of the obvious scenes that they kitted up this movie again. Here is number one, he can't use the nunchucks, instead he throws them away and uses the sausages. And then
Yep.
Leo can't use the swords, instead he throws them in the ceiling and uses them to swing and kick them.
I love the fact that they jump off the top of the stairs, and that's what turns into the title card.
The freeze break.
Ah!
So
It's like
good.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
It's-
Turtles 2.
It's
Such an
it's
awkward
literally
ass freeze
on
frame.
the back of
dude.
the movie.
Yeah, I love it.
You see
He's
the little
clicking
feet,
his heels.
feet running. Yeah. Yeah, dude, the
Oh,
Coca-Cola commercial.
And then you hear
Yeah, then Kino gets fucking tabletopped into the garbage can because Raph thinks he can't handle himself.
Oh yeah,
so
he like
bundles
carries
up
him
and
like a baby
tabletops
over there.
him.
He's like, "Get in there, boy."
Yeah, he goes, that's for the first movie when they put me in the garbage can.
Oh man, but yeah, when
Full circle.
Mikey uses the sausages as the nunchucks, and he's like, "The missing link,"
What is he? He goes,
and he says, "Combat cold cuts."
combat cold cuts. I was gonna say cold cut combo. I eat
right.
two a day.
So yeah, they beat the shit out of everybody, and then Kino leaves to go call for help, and when he comes back, they're all piled up on top of each other, and the turtles are gone. We then
The
go.
pizza's gone.
Oh, the pizza's gone too, and I love it. They gave him money. They didn't steal the pizza.
Yeah.
They paid for it.
They ain't evildoers.
Yeah. And but Kino doesn't give a shit. He's just like, who the hell were those guys? So we go to April's apartment and we meet the new April. And I love it. It's, like everything that's happening. Like she opens up the fridge and there's a fake snake in there, scares her. And she's like, Michelangelo. Then she picks something else up. She's like, Leonardo. Like everything is each turtle that's going on in the apartment.
Does it seem like awkward how some of them like line up with the turtles? Like what turtle it lines up with? It seems kind of weird.
So
Is that just
no,
me?
the one that makes a lot of sense is the workout equipment, and
Raph
is
has the
Raph,
fucking-
yeah.
the comic
thing,
book
yeah.
should have been Mikey, and
Yeah.
Leo should have had some kind of like centered thing, and then something electronic should have been Donnie. But
Yeah, exactly.
but I will say this too. So as a kid, so like I said, I saw these in order as a kid. So I saw the first one when it came out, and then the second one when it came out. And I guess they assumed kids were stupid, but I remember when this second one came out, going, "That's not April." I'm like, "Who is this chick?" Because you don't realize it's a new actress, or a new like it's an actress. You're like in your head as a kid, you're going, "That's not April." Like I said, hashtag not my April at 6 years old in '91. I created hashtags.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
You're just typing it on your rotary phone.
exactly. Hashtag. I think it's just that was an era where it was an era where everything that was kid made, they just assumed that their audience was stupid, and so they just which kids are way smarter than you give them credit for, and they pick up on shit. But
not for nothing, like this April and April from the first one, like at quick glance, you're like, oh, okay,
no,
it's
no.
April. But
I knew as a kid.
at quick,
I knew as a kid.
I'm just saying, I'm not defending the choice they made.
One
I'm
has
just
red
saying.
hair, and the other one is like blonde brown.
Yeah,
The one's
Listen,
curly.
you know,
I don't even know where the
summertime.
fuck I'm at half the time. I don't know
Yeah.
shit. Like, I'm not as astute. Apparently, I'm just
Yeah,
like, oh, this is good
I
enough.
shave my head every other day. Paul, what are you trying to say?
One has
that you're colorblind.
curly hair,
Oh, okay.
collar,
Yeah, there you go.
freckles, stone cold fox.
Check.
She wants to keep his Bronson appearance.
Yeah.
Seriously, somebody put Dustin and Tom Hardy as Bronson next to each other. They're the same person.
Just comes out butt naked wrestling Dan.
Come on, Dan.
Oh my god! So you
Dan's
find out
like,
the
what did I
turtles.
sign up for?
I don't know what the fuck's going on at this point. You guys are just talking about like
We're so far off the rails. We are just wearing out the fucking wheels.
No, you're good. I'm just waiting to see where this ride goes.
So you find out the turtles have been staying with her because the fact that their lair was destroyed in the first one. Splinter, of course, comes in with his words of wisdom, setting them straight. Sometimes Splinter can just be a buzzkill, man. Like sometimes the turtles are just doing cool things, and then Splinter comes in and says something, and you're just like, Splinter, could you just chill the fuck out, bro? Like you're supposed to be cool, but sometimes you're not that cool.
You mean like a parent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're 30. But they're 30-year-old teenagers. Like they can do things on their own, you know. Come on.
I mean, allegedly.
Okay. I mean, they can go see Critters by themselves. Yeah.
Right?
It's PG-13.
Raph could be their
That's
dad.
what I'm saying.
The way he sounds.
Well, he's perfect. He'd be the abusive dad, just hits all of them all the time.
Oh my
Fit
god!
right into
What?
New York.
God, oh my god!
Dan, do we need to talk? Like, do we have?
No, like right now, absolutely.
New York is like one of our top listened states, so there goes everyone who listens to us in New York.
I don't know. I'm not from
Bobbity
New York.
Boopy.
My dad just bought me ice cream. I don't know.
And then he said he was going to get milk one day and never came home.
That's what happened. Were you there,
my
Parker?
gosh.
It's getting hot in here.
So they need to go back below. That's what pretty much Splinter says. Like, we need to go back below. Like, we don't belong up here. It's safer for us down there. And that's when I can't remember. Was it Mikey that like is out of line and he makes him do like their punishment throughout this entire movie is doing flips?
It's Raph and Leonardo start arguing.
Oh, that's right. They're like slapping each other.
It's Mikey in the first one because he gets
No, Mikey's in this one too, but it's the second time.
It's later.
Yeah, and he's not. He ends up not. He's just counting. He's like 3, 1.
But no, Raph and Leonardo get into it again, and that they're the two that have to go do it.
Right. So we find out that Shredder is not dead because we go to the dump and his hand just shoots out. And you're like, this is for children? Like, really? Like, we're making this child friendly? It's just like this just grubby hand comes out, like the verge of death. It's okay, guys. This is for children.
See, parents, he didn't really die in this truck. He just got smushed like Ernest P. Worrell did.
Well, he's got like these scars all over his face too.
Yeah.
And
it's fine.
Yeah. We find out Tatsu's still around, and to be honest, never liked this character. He's just the guy who just stands there and goes,
yeah,
go.
It does nothing. He literally does nothing in this movie, but just stand there. I swear to God, they're just like the guy, the assistant on the side. He's like, okay, now go out there, and he's just like awkwardly like, "Oh, I'm here," and you're like, "Why are you here?"
He tries to do something in this one, like he tries to take over the Foot Clan because they've all agreed that they're rendezvous.
He tries for 3 seconds.
I think he's just
does
symbol.
He does until the Shredder shows back up. Like, who the fuck's going to challenge the Shredder?
I think he's just used as a
plot. Oh no, he literally Tatsu shows up and he's just like, "I'm taking over the Foot Clan," and then Shredder's like, "Not if I'm here." And I was like, well, that lasted a whole 3 seconds. Okay.
I think he's just a symbol for viewers to go, "Oh yeah, the Foot. He was in the Foot." Like, as they
that guy.
Yeah, sure, recognizable, sure.
Speaking of my dad, I think the biggest problem with Tatsu is he isn't beating minors in this movie.
Yes, he isn't.
That's true. That is true.
And he's not getting his ass whooped by Casey Jones. That's the other problem.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Hockey stick from off screen just hits him and lays him out. You never
see cricket. I know what a crumpet is.
You gotta know what a crumpet is to enjoy cricket.
Oh man. So the turtles are watching April doing an interview with a scientist named Jordan Perry of TGRI. I didn't even put that on my notes, but I had to read it from Wikipedia. Thanks. They are digging up old. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. So they changed the lettering for the movie of this. That's one thing I didn't.
It's different now.
Yeah, it was
or it's not now. It's different since.
Yeah,
then.
it's the original lettering before the movie is like TCRI.
No. TGRI was for the movie. TCRI was from that movie on.
No, I think there was lettering before. But anyway, the lettering
I don't
changed.
know. It's in the comics. It's TCRI.
Right. The comics have been around since the early '80s.
But I'm pretty sure it was after this movie though is when they changed it.
So what's the acronym in the comics mean?
Paul's adding it to Wikipedia right now. Like,
well, in this movie, it is Techno Global Research Industries.
Okay, so what's it mean?
Techno Cosmic Research Institute.
Because they didn't want to make it about aliens.
Right.
But it's always aliens.
Okay.
Krang is an alien.
Krang is he's the only one though, right?
No, because they get the dinosaurs, and then
that's right. That's
and
right.
then
that's
the little sprite things and the frogs. There's a bunch of aliens that come into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, why the fuck not, dude?
So yeah, she's interviewing Perry as him and his team are digging up old like contaminated items. They're trying to find these containers of ooze, and he's being very sketchy about it. Like he's not really giving much up to April. I love where he's like talking about the fact he's like, I'm not saying anything because you're just gonna twist it around once you're gonna edit in all that stuff. And like she's like, yeah, you realize we're live right now. He's like, oh, well, it was great talking to you, Miss O'Neill. I gotta go.
So I just want to say that I was right. TCRI came first. Actual prop from the first movie is TCRI.
Yeah, coming first. Heard that.
Oh my god!
It just feels good. It just feels good, to be right. It just feels.
But it
good.
makes me. Oh, not that.
Oh god! We see big dandelions, and that's kind of what shows us that what this ooze does. Even though we were told about it in the prior movie, not really to the extent of like knowing that this is the same stuff that made the turtles, but you kind of got the idea.
And Daredevil.
He made Daredevil too.
Okay, so you don't know this lore. So Eastman and Laird created the turtles, and
I know that they based them off of the Daredevil universe.
Right, but in their world, the ooze that spilled that created the turtles was also the ooze in the accident that created Daredevil.
That sprayed in his eyes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Got it in his eyes.
And turned him into Ben Affleck.
Justice. But growing up, like this part right here, I never really understood because I was just a big dumb kid. I never put two and two together as to why this giant dandelion was so important until like later on, watching like, oh, it's because it fucking mutated it. It makes more sense now. But as a kid, I never put two and two together.
Like, where do I find those dandelions?
Well, I didn't know what they were trying to get at with it. You know what I mean? Like, why do I care? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But when I watched it yesterday, I understood.
So April has an assistant or somebody who works with her named Freddie. You think, oh, this is a nice guy. No, he sucks because he works for the Foot.
No, he sucks.
He sucks. The turtles are back at April's cleaning up. I love the little cleaning montage. Yeah, we got Donnie with the double mop heads, and was it Mikey? He's wax on, wax off.
Smack
right in the kitchen.
Yep. Yeah. So April comes home, and it's when Splinter's like, come to the roof. I need to tell you another story that you've already heard a million times, but I'm going to give you just one more detail, but I'm going to tell you the whole fucking story again.
In case you missed the first movie.
Well, it's also because like Raphael's like bitching about them watching, the news.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, it's over on and all this and that. And once TGRI pops up, Splinter's like, keep it the fuck here.
Is Raph anyone's favorite turtle?
Yes, Raphael is my favorite turtle.
No,
I was gonna ask that at the end.
I've never
round robin that.
Raph annoys me, especially in these movies.
See,
I feel like they change him up.
Movie Raph is my favorite.
All the different iterations.
Dude, he's good.
He is going through some shit.
Oh, he
definitely has seen some shit compared to the rest of them.
I think that's why he's relatable, and he's angry all the time. Which we get to. So,
yeah.
So Splinter brings him up and they tell the story. I love where he's like, why are you hiding the broken ooze container under your cloak? You're like, and this, I've been keeping this for the last 15 years. And it's just
Where have they been in the apartment? Like, where has he been storing them in this apartment?
You know where it's been, Paul. Same place Christopher Walken kept that watch for Bruce Willis for 20 years.
Yeah,
place,
it's the safest place.
Same place Indiana Jones pulled out that rocket launcher.
Right
Hell
there.
yeah.
Put it in your butt, Morty. Way up there.
Way up your butt. Yeah.
It's the same place that the girl from Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot freaking took the gun out.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Look, we have a built-in pocket, guys.
Women have an extra.
Hey.
Just not as comfortable. Sorry.
Wait, is it more comfortable in the other pocket? Oh, okay.
No, neither one.
You see Splinter's nutsack like holding the TGRI bottle.
Like the tail, like his tail.
Oh, what if it's prehensile?
Like his tail. Yeah.
Like in between his boys.
He said my tail wasn't the only thing that mutated.
No, it'd be too obvious if you'd never seen his tail. So, like, he's got to do the scrote, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, his balls are cupping it to where.
Hey, have you seen the videos of the ladies that hide things under their boobs?
Oh yeah,
It's the same thing,
except with rat testicles.
Yep.
Listen,
it's like a bag. It's just like a bag clip. You just
listen. Okay, listen.
Hey, I've watched a lady pull a bottle of wine out from under them.
God damn, it's a magic trick. See what I can do.
Or the lady that can hold the
pan.
No, the
She had like a fucking boiling
laundry
pot.
baskets.
I'll put her clothes in it. Stuff.
One under each.
Oh man, I remember
She's put stuff in it too.
in like the early 2000s. Like there was this lady that was like going viral where she could smash watermelons.
Yes, I watched that.
Yeah.
That's dangerous equipment, dude.
Yeah.
You should
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
rip that
Knock
shit.
your ass out.
No, just kidding.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Huh?
Anyways, Parker.
Oh
anyways,
my god. So the ooze on the ooze container is where you see TGRI. So there, we got our link.
After you move the hair out of the way.
Yeah. Excuse me, Master. Can you please move your ball, please?
Slide your left ball to the right a little bit. It's blocking the G.
Oh my god. Oh, so David Warner is
the
back.
T stands for testicle.
Gonads.
So David Warner is back at TGRI and he is disposing of all the ooze. But before he can finally get rid of all of it, Tatsu and the Foot Clan show up and they take the container and then they hide. And then the turtles show up and Donnie tries to get into the computer, but it doesn't work because he can't get in and it like shuts it down. And then the Foot show back up and I'm like, but you were there before and you got the ooze. Why didn't you just leave? Like, why did you
just go home?
Why did you just wait in the shadows? Like, the turtles will come. And it's like, but you have what you need. Were they trying to just get rid of the turtles right there?
Maybe they were just caught in the act. Like it might not have been like too far apart of when the Foot showed up to when the turtle showed up.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't know. I feel like the Foot probably could have left without the turtles.
At least one of them with the foot with the fucking thing, and one of them go.
Yeah, like just get the fuck out of here. We'll take care of these guys.
Then we
Go on now. Go on now. Get.
So yeah, we get the fight between the Foot and the turtles. We get kind of like I love this like a football game where they're like, yeah, they're like they're passing it and stuff and playing hopscotch
like
with
rugby.
it. I love it. Tatsu literally stands in the same spot the entire time, and then he's the one who catches it. He's like,
Right place,
and
right.
just gives it away. Yeah.
Precision. Yeah, he doesn't have to
ball,
move.
Tatsu.
And then he has to say "Ninja vanish" and then throws the thing on the ground and smoke. So Kino shows up to April's apartment and
He invites himself in.
Yeah, he just
Invites
like,
himself in. He goes,
pizza.
"Where the
Okay,
fuck where'd you get those nunchucks from? I know how to do that. Where did you get yours from? Why do you fucking care?
Yeah, why can't she have chucks?
It's not yours.
So you know how to use them? Can you show me? Like, what the
how
hell?
did he,
Get out of my house!
How did he get her
no
address?
They always deliver to it. They said they deliver to it a lot at the beginning. It's like, it's O'Neill again?
Yeah,
Why don't you
but
just order
that one
Wahlburgers?
wasn't for her because he said it was for the neighbor.
Yeah, but that's his excuse
Right.
as to why he has
Yeah.
a pizza.
That's what
yeah.
serial killers do.
Yeah,
Or the
I mean,
somewhere.
old serial killers. I don't know if they could get away with it now.
That's true.
So he discovers the turtle's hiding. I love how he just stomps on Raph's foot. Like, what a dick move.
dick.
Be like, you could have just gone down there and tickled him. Be like, tickle, tickle, tickle.
Yeah.
So
So he's like, hey, I found you.
This
broken
this is
toe.
in contrast to Danny not being able to find the turtles in the first movie. Like, because they're all hiding from him in April's apartment. Then this is the same scene, just to actually get caught this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
Let
you
me ask-
okay?
I just have a
Let me
moment.
ask you.
I just had a
Let me ask you this real quick. Let me ask you this. You watched these turtles fight, right? Like you witnessed them whip the shit out of this Foot Clan.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go over there, something that's probably 2 or 3 foot taller than you are. Yeah, and fucking stomp on its foot. Not expecting there to be a repercussion.
Yeah.
Raph would have destroyed Kino, dude. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he literally has to suffer everything that Kino does. He's just like, I love that one scene later. He's just like, you're punishing me, aren't you? You're punishing me.
yeah, yes.
Dude. Fucking Kino, man, and fighting himself in that motherfucker.
But the turtles all pop out, and then he's like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing. Like, he fought alongside the turtles in that one scene, and then he turns around and sees Splinter, this giant rat, and that's what makes him pass out. Like,
It's
come
just
on.
the calling card for Splinter,
All right,
dude. He's just
yeah.
got to make people pass.
Yeah,
It's like the
that's-
rat's too much.
And then
the reptile's plausible, not the rat.
guess what, guys? Guess what's happening next? Splinter has to tell his origin again because we
Just
haven't
in case you
already
missed
heard.
it.
We don't hear the whole thing, guys. We just hear kind of the end of it, so it's not that
And then
bad.
that's where I untucked the bottle from my testicles.
And this is when we get we see the Shredder, and he oozes on some dangerous animals to make them big and
Oh, I'm
strong.
gonna ooze so hard.
Oh, get big!
Did you find two
You're
of
getting
them?
bigger.
Comes to find out, the ooze does not work on his penis. It does the inverse.
Like
Oh,
it's,
goodness.
it's like a Tokyo Gore Police. It just turns inside out and starts shooting bullets.
Yeah, fuck yes, dude. That's why they call him the Shredder.
Oh my god.
This movie's PG, guys.
Oh, so we're making
You know what?
We're making
Hey.
it an R right now, baby.
Take that, the parents that watered this movie down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still
Yeah.
came out,
Yeah,
we
sons
still
of
came out of
bitches.
this fucked up.
So we're just immature adults now. It's fine. So we're back to the sewer, and they find their new crib, which is actually a pretty sweet
Dude.
crib. It's like an old subway car. It's really cool.
It's cool. I like
Dude, it's my favorite clubhouse. I wanted to be in this clubhouse so bad. It's actually modeled after a real actual working station in New York City.
Yep.
So, but yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that I wanted so bad to hang out in that damn club. Adverse to the
So-
nasty one in the sewer they had the first movie.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, it's easily like a top 5 layer.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
like of all
Oh,
time.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
easily.
Yeah, it's right next door to the underground layer that the roaches and Mimic use. It's all just like right
Oh,
there.
and it's next door to Peter Parker's train car that like comes out of the fucking ground
that
in
is
an amazing
yeah,
Spider-Man.
his dad's lab
There you
or
go.
whatever it was.
Yeah. Like, huh?
There's trap for the
Where'd that
lizard.
come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla's burrowing down there somewhere too.
Frank
what I'm
from
saying.
Men in
It's a
Black
whole
2's
fu-
down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Or
Look,
not
you
Frank.
guys just created a whole universe.
That's
I
where
mean, that's-
Samael the Desolate one is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
So we're back with the Shredder, and he's pretty much like trying to get these freaks ready. Like, we got to do it. And I love how David Warner's like, you can't rush this. And every time he's like giving him some logic, he's like, do it now or I will kill you. And he's like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I'm doing the best I can here. Like, do you want me to splash some more ooze on him? Get in there.
It's like it is like talking to your kids, right? Like they're like, I
Yeah.
want this thing now. It's like I can't just shit it out. Like you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, it takes time, man.
I love, to be honest though, David Warner is way too good to be in this
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Like,
dude. He is
he's
outclassing
good.
everyone in this
He's-
film.
That's what I say. He's out acting the
Oh, but
entire movie,
look, he's
for
all
sure.
in though, dude. He's all in on this. Film.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He
Oh,
seems
yeah.
like he's having a good time, so can't fault
cashing
him
that
there.
big
Um,
Ninja Turtles paycheck.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
easily.
So we're at the news station, and April is, of course, pissing off her boss, who is played by the director, and because she wants to keep running the story on what was it, TRSI or TGRI or TGIF or whatever.
Yep, that's that one.
He goes, look, we're gonna run the story on this, and April goes, summertime in women's bikinis. He goes, I'm captivated.
I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Damn it. Oh my god,
boy.
That
So
son of a
The
bitch.
90s, everybody.
That squirrel can water ski.
yeah, right.
I love though where he's like getting so pissed. I was like, I'm your boss. You're gonna, and he turns around. She's just gone because she went to the office to talk to I think what is it, Mikey calls or
Johnny.
Donnie
It's
calls.
Johnny. Yep.
Johnny calls. Yeah. Yeah, imagine that she throws down Ninja Fan. What the hell?
She has the sigh.
That's off the
She
spring.
Still has the sigh.
It's just a bunch of papers.
She doesn't move. She's still standing there. Why did you?
Her turtle head bans her yellow jacket.
Yeah.
There's no yellow in her outfit in this one. It's disappointing.
None.
We then see the full reveal of Toka and Razor, and they're glorious. I love the effects from again done by the Jim Henson Company. Unfortunately, Jim Henson had passed away before this movie came out, so we got a little in memoriam for him.
Yeah.
But they look fantastic. And I love it though. They come out and you're expecting it to be like these like just beasts of creatures, but they're little babies. And Shredder is not happy about this.
He said they're not stupid.
Little babies.
He said they're not stupid. They're babies. He said, "All right, there's babies. All right, they're stupid babies."
Dude, but no, the alligator snapping turtle looks amazing.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
He's Razor's my favorite out of them, but
Yeah.
Togar, the wolf looks really cool too. But
yeah,
He's got
alligator
them crazy
snapping turtle
eyes.
is just
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
he's like,
whoa,
that long jaw.
He said
it's like I want a werewolf movie with. I wish they would just do like a werewolf parody movie and they just have
That
just the same puppet. Just be.
He said,
It would be
he
awesome.
said French fries and Oreos. You know me all too well, Deeds.
Oh my god! So I love the fact though that Shredder's just like, "Yay, Tatsu, take him out back and Old Yeller these fuckers," and he's just like,
I know, right?
All right, let's go. And then and David Warner's just like, "What? What? What are we talking about?" And they're outside like lifting up cars, and he's like, "All right, it seems like they'll be useful after all." I was like, yeah, I was like, Shredder just went from wanting to kill them to saying, "Oh, they're fine," in the matter of seconds.
Well, and I'm assuming this is down to the transition y'all talked about, but Shredder's kind of a fucking idiot in this.
Yeah.
The most like they really toned him down.
Again,
He's this big, scary dude, he's
Shredder
kind of a
doesn't.
dumbass.
Again, the biggest issue with the first two Turtle movies, Shredder doesn't do anything.
Yep.
First movie he does. You get the final fight where he
whips the turtle's
around,
ass.
so
Yeah,
he does something. Yeah, but like this movie, he doesn't do anything other than yell.
And that's because they toned it down for children. So that's a big part of it. He can look intimidating, but he's not allowed to do anything. The big baby.
Even in the first one, we talked about his death is kind of lame. He gets thrown off the building into the. Well, now it's a recycle truck.
There you go. I mean, they brought his ass back.
Because New Yorkers.
So Kino goes. Oh my god! So the next day, Kino is going to Foot Clan training, and he whoops everybody's ass. And so
this is where Michael J. White is.
Yeah, I'll have to
This
like
part-
look
this
up
part.
that clip and see if I can find him. But I did not know that. I don't even think I think the biggest thing is I didn't know he was in it, so I wasn't looking for him. So if you're a background actor, probably not gonna be paying attention to you much.
Well, I mean, it's almost as notorious as Ron Jeremy being in Ghostbusters.
See, again,
You know, that's
did not know that.
what I'm saying.
Was he fucking somebody?
No, he was one
Right
of
in
the
the middle of the
pedestrians
street.
watching the firehouse blow up. The firehouse was blowing its load. That's why he was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but no, like the reason Kino is there is because they're like, maybe we can set a trap and trick them. And Splinter's like, fuck no, why would you do that?
Yeah,
And
I was
they
like,
went-
Splinter,
they
how
went-
about this? How about Splinter? How about you shut the fuck up and let us do what our
Yeah.
shit? Because clearly you're an idiot. So that's cool.
Yeah, you know what? How about you walk over there really slowly, okay?
And say some other wise words. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's dark, twisted, and mysterious, then I want to dissect every possible explanation as to why it is. I want to understand the dark psychology of the most dangerous serial killers, from the day they were born to the moment they snapped. I want to examine every cryptic conspiracy, and even delve into the haunted paranormal. Join me, Ashley Lana, as I explore the obscure. This is Lullaby the Fear podcast. Sweet dreams are made of these.
You can tell I'm not the biggest fan of Splinter. So Raph is there with him, kind of assisting him in things. He actually assists him in this like bell trick where like they have to throw a smoke bomb down and he's got to take off all the bells on this dummy but without making any noise. And Raph is the one who comes in to take off all the bells. And
training.
Yeah, I love how Kino gets into the Foot Clan. Like we get this whole setup of him training and getting into the Foot Clan for him to immediately be kicked out because he's teaming up with Raph.
I thought about this. I thought about this today. I was watching. I was like, I forgot that the transition is. I thought they leave and then come back, and I was like, oh no, it's just literally, hey, all this hard work to get caught 5 seconds later.
He literally runs over. He's like, I'm in, Raph, and he's like, cool, man. And then the guys come around the corner like, hey, and you're like, well, that lasted.
Shit.
So much for being discreet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could sneak in.
Did the insurance kick in yet?
He could sneak in, getting all those fucking jingle bells off in 5 seconds, but they can't figure out how to hide behind a fucking car.
They're like in the middle of the junkyard. They're like, hey, we're gonna talk in our normal voices while there's a bunch of
sure hope they don't catch us over here behind these cars.
And we're not even ducking. We're just standing straight up. It's fine.
In broad daylight.
Oh, so and Raph comes face to face with Shredder, and he's like, Shredder, alive.
The Shredder. The Shredder.
The Shredder. Oh, and then it was like, okay, no, go back and get help. Go get April. And I swear to God, like, how far was this place from April's apartment? He runs across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Have you been on the Brooklyn Bridge?
No.
I mean, you live close enough to it, right, dude?
I mean, I know the Brooklyn Bridge. That's where my favorite Godzilla died.
Yeah,
he did die there,
dude.
I'm glad it was your favorite. Questionable choice, but
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Dustin.
No.
Dustin,
I'm just
go
thinking about trying to run across the fucking Brooklyn Bridge.
Right?
Like,
horrible.
I'm sure it's long as piss.
You take a train across it.
Okay,
you do.
You know what I mean? It's just I'm just like, how the fuck you get from point A to point B, and you can't get anywhere in New York at that quick, anyways. Like that, that's already a fucking lie.
Like by the time he got to April's apartment, I swear I would have been like, I would just like collapse. And he was like, he's about to say something, he just collapsed, and she's got to like carry him in.
Yeah, he had to take the 5
and he's so small, she could just cradle him like a child and just bring him inside.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you see Kino sitting on the train.
He's got like 4 stops before he gets to fucking April stop. It's just as the SpongeBob thing. It's like 4 hours later.
So, of course, the others go after Raph, and they're horrible at being discreet, or ninjas, by the way, because they easily are just walking around in broad, like in the mid, like no cover. They're just like, I wonder if we're gonna get caught here. And you're like, yeah, you're not hiding.
It's quiet. Yeah,
a little too quiet.
A little too quiet.
It's Raph,
which is never a good thing.
A little too Raph.
It's Raph.
I love, dude.
That one literally made me cackle.
So
I
good.
That one, I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. A little too Raph.
Good
so good. Mikey just wanted to be in there, man. He just wanted to participate.
I do love when you look at the turtle suits in this one. Mikey is like smaller than the rest of them. Like they're all different sizes.
And he should be. He's the baby.
Not, like I feel like in the first one, I feel like in the first one they were all like the same suit, but they just did the bands and all that, so they all looked
they were different colors.
This one I feel like they tweaked them. Well, I know for this one they were able to, because in the first one for like the mask or the helmet, they had to wear everything in the face was controlled by somebody off like on a control panel.
Mhm.
Where in this one, they were able to streamline the helmet so that everything could be done inside the helmet itself. So pretty much the person who was in the suit could operate the eyes and the mouth and
That
all
way we
that.
don't get a freeze frame.
With some assistance.
We don't get a freeze frame of Donnie, and you can see a guy in his mouth.
Still nightmares, man. What a nightmare.
He's a xenomorph.
So Splinter, of course, has to come in and save him. I mean, I guess Splinter does something pretty cool. He does a couple cool things.
One time.
Oh
So I
yeah,
don't
he can
think
shoot
one
bow
was-
and arrow out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then just slowly walk off screen. I love how there's no running with Splinter. He's like, Bing. And he's just like,
I mean-
la-di-da-di-da.
I mean, Shredder doesn't really even acknowledge
No.
Splinter was even
No.
ever did anything.
Who did
Nobody
that?
does. Like Splinter
Who
doesn't
did
say
that?
anything.
Well, they announced it. They're like, we have insurance. We got Splinter. And then that's it.
He's just gone.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Who?
gone.
The rivalry
He's
is over.
like,
He
that's
could
it.
at least. He could have been like
Scratch
the
my
rat.
face.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
This is really-
Yeah.
I love it when he does it, though. He says cowabunga after he shoots
Yeah.
the arrow, which I thought was funny.
Hey, he only gets one of those. Fucking stop it.
Yeah,
In
stop
the
it.
movie, no more. Except for the pizza's okay too.
Oh yeah, he said, "What about?"
Oh,
what
yeah.
about-
Yeah.
He said,
my
pizza is
God.
okay.
Yeah, I like that scene too.
So this is when the turtles have to fight the two mutants, Toka and Razor, and Toka and Razor are significantly stronger than the turtles because they just get their ass beat. I love when they see them. They're just like, "Hey, didn't we see you on WrestleMania?"
That's right.
Hit
That's
him,
right.
Paul. Yeah.
So of course they are like outnumbered, outmatched, so they are able to escape. They find a sewer, a manhole cover, and they are able to escape into the sewers. And I love that Toka tries to jump in and he gets stuck. Yeah, come on!
Just leave the fuck alone. Dude. Stop it.
He didn't ask
that's-
me this way.
But like during all this, dude, like while they're trying to escape, like you have like the doctor who's like, "Oh my god, you guys are fucking smart! Like you're walking, talking turtles."
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, guess who else gets the backstory?
Oh yeah, that's right.
This guy. I
But,
kind of like, hurry up, let's get out of here.
but this is when
Razor's
Warner.
stuck here, but that we're doing the backstory like 2 feet away. Like, dude, we need to leave.
Yeah. But this is when, after he is told kind of how it all happened, Warner gives his explanation about the ooze. And kind of giving like the whole, like they were doing experiments and, you know, and the fact is, and it pisses off. I think Donnie was the one who gets really pissed off because he's like, we're not important. Like I felt like
Yeah.
it was just an accident that we were created. I always felt like there was a purpose for us becoming who we are. And so, yeah, I mean, it was good to kind of see that raw emotion from one of the turtles instead of it just always being like, you know, a bunch of goofball teenagers just goofing around. Is like, no, there's some heart in there. And Donnie's like legit upset. The fact that like he felt important and he doesn't feel as important.
Going through this existential crisis right in the middle of a kids movie.
And he's going through an existential crisis.
He
at
said, "Why do
15."
I exist?"
But I feel like he's the perfect one to do that because of how he processes information.
Right.
With
This is,
logic,
I mean, he's the
I don't
brains
think-
of the
I don't-
operation. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Raph would have handled it like he did, or Mikey, or Leonardo. But I'm glad it was Donnie that actually had
Yeah.
that crisis.
I think the thing for me with the, like, of course I love these movies, but I think the thing for me is I think later on when we got more turtle movies is when we actually got to see the specific differences between each turtle. Like we got to see Donnie be the smart
sure.
one, but it was never enough. It never got, like, I feel like as much as the live action ones, the CG ones were not great, especially with the design of the turtles. Like I know that's like a big thing. and
They're
it's the way that they look.
mutants.
Oh, I
They're
get it.
mutants.
I get it,
They
but
look-
they're
I don't get it.
monstrosities,
They
man.
look like shit.
But at least we got like the differences. Like Donnie was the brains. Like Donnie was always doing something super smart on computers doing all these crazy hacks and stuff. And it's like we got a little bit in these movies, and it's not like a huge deal, but I do like the fact that we, as the Turtles progress, we get a kind of better character development from them. But I do agree with Dustin the fact that I like that Donnie is the one who goes through this event. Toka and Razor get set loose in the street. I'm guessing outside of April's apartment. Just
mild property damage.
Yeah. And then, of course, this is when the next day April's reporting on the thing. Go ahead.
When Toka and Razor are fucking shit up, you got that older couple that's going out. He goes, "Hey, Mom, look over there. It looks like a couple wild animals destroying their own the city. Oh, they can get their own cab, and they get the cab. Fucking take off, dude." So
that was Michael Pressman's parents, the director.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. That was pretty fucking funny.
But I do like that April's reporting on the whole incident the next day, and we get the freaking police chief, and I'm like, what do you do, sir? Because it's a whole lot of nothing.
Well, he agrees to that. Like, he agrees that they don't do shit. Like he says, he goes, that's what we're good at.
I know, it's like April's just like, I don't know how to respond to that, because I usually have to argue with you, but you're pretty much admitting to what I've already been telling
I'm
you.
not trying to slander you this time.
So this is when April gets kind of taken away by the foot, but it turns out to be Freddy, and like, oh yeah, this shitty character, cool. And he pretty much gives April instructions for the Turtles that they got to go meet Shredder somewhere. Yeah, they don't give her the message this time. They can't do it. It's for children.
Yeah. They gave her a verbal
We have a message from our boss.
We have a message from our boss.
Just slap the shit out of my monitor there.
There you go. Yes.
So the doctor during all of this is down in the sewer. He is creating anti-mutagen. So pretty much a serum for Toka and Razor so they go back to their original forms. I was like, man, imagine if it was like an accident where like one of the turtles accidentally like ingests on accident and just turns back into a little turtle. And you're like, no.
Think about Donnie's like crisis. He's like, do you think he thought of that? Like, I should just fucking eat this.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been dark. That would have been really
you know
dark.
What I mean? But I'm out.
I was like,
put that in.
Oh no,
put that in the Last Ronin.
Yes.
There you go.
They didn't die. They just reverted back to turtles again.
Yeah.
So it's like a putrid smell. They like the whole creation of it is disgusting. I love when he accidentally drop a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
And I love when he's like,
everybody's just like, we didn't see nothing.
Yeah, no, it says a thing.
Yeah, Kino's like, imagine me having the fucking ride on the subway with this, but I hope it was okay that I brought some pizza with me, and everyone's like, yeah, you're forgiven. It's okay. It's okay.
And the doctor's like, yeah, so the only way to have it work is they have to ingest it. So it's like, oh, well, that's gonna be fun to do.
Or it could be taken as a suppository.
Yeah, why don't they just try to
I'd imagine that. You just see like Raph run over and he just does like a slide and just shoves it up Toka's ass.
It's like a football
and then there's a camera and then there's like a camera shot that like goes into his asshole and then it just shows the thing expand and then it just
and there's a TGRI canister in there.
Yep.
Why is that in there?
How do you think we got him to mutate?
Christopher Walken's watch is in there.
Yes.
I had this
camera shot.
Just imagine Bruce Willis putting that thing on for the first time. I was like, why is it stink?
Yeah.
The camera shot's got to be from the perspective of the placebo, so it goes up and it falls, but then it stops and just keeps going up, and it comes out of his mouth just screaming. It's the sound of him screaming.
The camera
That's the best camera shot ever.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, so the turtles.
His eyes bulge out.
Yeah, it's like cards, like fucking. Yeah.
He says "Moon
River."
I'm having way too vivid imagery of all this.
I'm just thinking about it. You should like the thoughts I had earlier. I will tell you guys off air. Fucking
listen,
gold.
when we're talking about a movie that has the word ooze in it, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be.
It's not slime. It's ooze.
Ooze.
Just say ooze.
I can't wait to ooze all over you. What?
But Paul, you might know where this is from though. Like when they're making the mutagen and shit, he puts it in that rad ass fucking Simpsons glass.
Yeah.
Like, was that like a Burger King or was that like a McDonald's
I think it was
thing
just
or no?
because that's when. So Simpsons is what 2 years has been on air at this point. You're just buying Simpsons stuff at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because that glass
100%.
was fun. It reminded me of like the Disney cups that
I want to
Burger
say,
King did and shit like that.
I have
Those
a
are
whole bunch
awesome.
of them over there. I want to say that was like it's like the same year they did like Simpsons Sing the Blues and all the other stuff. So
Oh,
I have it on
yeah,
cassette.
Yeah.
It's it's so they were just Simpsons memorabilia was everywhere. So because
Merchandise.
even
Merchandising.
Family Matters does a joke on this when Steve Urkel has to go to gym and they tell me he has to bring a cup and he said I hope my Bart Simpson mug is okay.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh my god. So the Turtles meet Shredder and they have to face off against Toka and Razor one last time. And it doesn't go so well. They keep getting thrown around and
They gotta do the pre-fight donut, dude.
oh they
Yeah.
well yeah. There's a whole thing
I know
where
we
they
gotta talk
bring the donuts and I like that Razor eats one, but it doesn't do anything. Or no, is it Toka who eats it and Razor is the one who finds the cute?
They both
It's
do.
explained.
They
It's
both
explained later. They both eat one. It's explained later.
It just has to be they have to ingest more, or they do
More.
the CO2, and then the CO2 thing comes into play too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go well. They get thrown into a Vanilla Ice show,
Oh, it's terrible.
and Vanilla Ice is performing another song when they crash in there, but then he sees the Turtles and immediately comes up with Ninja Rap. And I was like, and it has to do with the Ninja Turtles.
The
I'm
funny
like,
thing is too, it's like he turns around to his DJ like it's a band, like, hey, just make some music up. It's like, but no, he just has a fucking track on a record. You can just start playing.
yeah. I love
I
that.
song I couldn't think of lyrics for. Hit it. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
Angela,
know
hit
that
us
they're
with
ninjas, but they are now.
What?
Hit us with
What?
the go.
Oh, I don't know all the words.
All you need to know is
You
go
know the
ninja,
chorus.
go ninja,
You know
go,
the chorus.
go ninja, go, because that's all they say for like the majority of the fight.
I will say this,
And they're just doing
this
that
song's
dance.
not as good as TURTLE Power at the end of the first movie.
You're not
Speak
wrong.
for
Turtle
yourself.
Powers.
No.
I think that is the missed opportunity in Mutant Mayhem. Is they should have had Ice Cube cover Turtle Power.
I'd have been sick. I can
But-
update a new version.
I think Turtle Power definitely
That shit gets
is
stuck
the
in my
step
head
above
every
the
time.
song. But the Ninja Rap is a fucking banger, dude.
Okay.
It is.
I know it wasn't
It,
written
it
for the
is,
movie.
Paul. Don't roll your eyes, Paul.
I know it wasn't written for the movie, but where does Tarzan Boy fall in all this? I don't give a shit about any of these songs, to be truthful. None.
I just like
none
the
of them.
guy, the I think it's like the venue owner is in the back, and he's just like, "What is this? Get these out of here! Call the police!" And so the guy runs away, like goes away, and then later on, he's just like, "What are you doing? Calling the police?
They love
They love
them.
this."
Just make money off of it.
I like that guy. It's like, don't worry about it. They love it, and just hangs.
Yeah.
They would still send a patrol car out.
Yeah.
But then they'd start dancing too.
They would be because it's
That's
infectious. It's a disease.
Go.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a
It's
problem.
okay.
So-
It's not a problem. It's a solution.
There it is.
Sure.
So
sure.
they're
It unites the world, Dan.
Yeah.
Does it? I'm out then.
He said,
That's
"I'm
what happened.
ununited."
Yeah.
So-
Be disestablishmentarianism.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Those
big
are the
word.
words.
Yes,
I'll let
Wasn't
the
that a song in
Schoolhouse
Schoolhouse Rock?
I thought it was about
No. Oh, okay.
the bills. How you pass a bill? on
It's just a
Capitol
bill.
Hill.
Never mind.
You
I
just
just
pay
found
Yeah.
people off.
Yeah, they don't show any.
Wait,
They don't show
It's a
any.
bill.
Like, wait,
I'm on
They don't show any of the
bill.
lobbyists.
Yeah, where's the lobbyists? Oh, they're getting paid off camera. It's
They're
fine.
the ones
Don't worry.
drawing it.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So this is when the doctor tells one of the turtles, I can't remember which one, that they have to use CO2 to
Activate
kind of
It's done. yeah.
activate the anti-mutagen inside Toka and Razor. And so he finds a fire extinguisher. Cool. They're
Stop
able
letting them
to,
burp.
yeah, they're able to,
Burp.
oh yeah, because they're like burping it up and it's like not doing anything. Or it's like, was it like making it non-effective or something like that?
That's why they didn't do the
No, that-
suppository. They'd have the trots, dude.
Just ripping ass.
That'd have been way better than burping, to be honest, dude. You see Razor's little
I
tail,
guarantee
like,
you
flapping.
that was probably bantered. I bet you the original idea was farts, and they're probably like, "We're not going to get away with this, so let's just do burp."
You're gonna get away
No.
with fecal matter. It's like
No,
a shotgun blast on the wall.
No, because they would be doing the I got a shit runs.
Oh
Ross
God!
would be
Hey,
running.
they all think they're dancing the ninja rap, but they just got the shit dance.
Jesus.
I think the
Where's the
burping is
bathroom?
the burping's a side effect. Like it's a that they know it's working because they're burping as much as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he said the burping is slowing it down though, because they need
They
the
need to stop
stuff, the
burping.
CO2 or something.
Which is
to help.
funny
Yeah,
because
yeah.
what they're coming out of their mouth is CO2. It's carbon dioxide. It's what comes out of their mouth.
Yeah, they wouldn't fart CO2.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong.
Why are you pointing at me?
I'm just agreeing. I don't know.
Yeah, Angela.
So we go back to April's apartment we go back to the lair, and Kino's hanging out with Splinter, and he's not having a good time because Splinter's, of course, just boring him to death. And he's like, I want to do something helpful. And so he
I
leaves.
love this right here. He goes, he's like, I could let you leave. He goes, but you're not my dad. I can leave anytime I want. He goes, that's right. And he just leaves.
Yeah, thanks.
He
That was
goes-
always an option.
He's like, "What's that over there?" And runs
Yeah.
out the door.
Leans back in. I forgot my keys.
Why don't they add more of those sound effects into these movies?
They did.
Good job.
They did in
Travis.
Germany. They said,
Yeah. So I got a question. In
Fucking Benny Hill.
Yes.
Did Germany just chop out all the sections with the Foot Clan because it was too close to the Reich? They're just like,
I don't
"No,
know.
we
They
can't
showed
have
Star
any of
Wars,
that."
so
That's fair.
I mean, you know, that's what George Lucas's influence
yes,
was.
that's exactly what they were.
Oh man. So so Toka and Razor get knocked out. They get the fire extinguisher shoved into their mouth, and
Which would just kill them, correct? Like they wouldn't be able to breathe; they would like die.
That's
Yeah,
why if you
pretty
shove it up their
reality.
butt,
But we're talking
they
about
wouldn't- they
giant
wouldn't
mutant animals. so-
Suffocate.
Oh. Well, since this show operates on fucking Looney Tune logic, they would just turn into
true.
balloons.
Oh,
And
And
get
they would
excited
explode,
and
just
then-
ooze everywhere.
it's like Shrek when Shrek
Yeah.
blows up that frog and gives it
Yep.
to Fiona.
And it
Yes!
floats for no reason because I guess ogres.
It floats
Breathe in
away.
helium.
No! I know.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
I always felt bad for that frog. It's like
Violet
that frog
from,
died. That frog died.
Willy Wonka.
It's like that bird.
Fuck Willy Wonka's factory was a death trap.
But
It
Violet,
was just sawed.
she
Willy Wonka.
kind of blows
Yeah.
up into a
Violet, you're turning
blueberry.
violet.
Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
I don't even want to don't even get me started with Grandpa Joe, man.
Oh, he's
This
like, I
is a piece of
can't
shit.
move or work. He's
Do
like,
not-
well, I got a golden ticket. Well, guess what?
Oh, chocolate factory time.
What a piece of shit.
Well, I didn't re-
I love Grandpa Joe.
all
You're the only one.
Grandpa Joe was just like way before his time. He is a reflection of post-COVID working America.
Here we go.
100%.
Controversial takes.
There you
here,
go.
but here we go.
Topical, baby.
Um, So I love that the Foot shows up and Tatsu shows up again,
Hey-Foot.
does nothing. And then he gets what they call, was it the wishbone crunch, where they all turn their shells and they just fucking slam into him. Like, this dude is useless.
Speaking of the foot,
Would you survive that?
speaking
Oh,
of the
no.
foot, is that?
That's a lot of broken
Do you-
bones. Sorry.
Do you think
Oh,
that's
you
why
fuck.
Dan Snyder and Nickelodeon acquired this franchise? Because his obsession with feet.
Oh,
Thank you. I'll be here all week. Very, very weak.
Yes.
We're talking about cum and
Thumbs up, soldier.
ooze and what's like Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
This is Feet Finder before.
Oh Jesus! Let's move on now.
anyways.
What do they call the maneuver with the
But-
shell?
The wishbone
The
crunch.
wishbone.
Shell
Better than
shock.
Well,
better than I would
that's
have
what it
tried.
should have. That's what it should have been called. But I think they call it
No.
the
Yeah.
wishbone
The
crunch.
turtle steamer.
They call it the shell shock in the first movie, I think.
Oh, well, they call it
No,
the
they
wishbone crunch in this one.
That's not what they should have
What
called
should they
it.
have called it?
Turtles.
The little white girl on the couch.
That, to be fair, this is before that. To be fair, this is before that.
Yeah. They got that.
They
got
should have
that
called
from the
that
Turtles.
wishbone crunch.
That There you go. That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
We're just gonna push him off, you know.
I
he's
have my
done.
moment. Going for that 1-star review, baby.
As for Tatsu, like Shredder makes multiple comments about how he goes, yeah, I have to go send them to do this because Tatsu already fucking failed
He
tonight.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't do
sucks.
anything.
Yeah, it's catches the bottle. That's it.
Yeah, that's literally all he does. So they hop on stage, they dance around with Vanilla Ice a little bit, and then Shredder shows up and does a whole lot of nothing. Kino shows up, and I love how Shredder takes a hostage for about 3 seconds and then throws her down.
And he's like, I got this. And Kino goes, don't worry, fellas, I'll get him. And goes and roundhouses them. And he goes, oh, I forgot to tell you, I have a pocket-sized one.
Yeah. Then we get a Back to the Future moment where they turn the amp up to fucking 12 and just sends them flying.
But it goes to 11.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, no, okay, never mind.
And so Shredder gets sent to Narnia, and they're like, "Cool, it's over with." So they cowabunga too early.
Yeah, premature
And-
cowabunga.
Yeah,
Bossa Nova?
Yep, that's right. That's right.
And then you just hear,
Yes.
oh, that one. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, thank you. Love it. Love it.
Oh,
Angela, we're talking about Big Daddy Cool.
I just think of I swear to goodness, and I don't remember, like, being a kid, I didn't pick up on all the, the skits and, like, being deep in character. But I distinctly remember a pay-per-view or two where Razor Ramon was in the WCW, and he was not blitzed as fuck when he came to that ring.
Oh, when he first came in when they came in as the Outsiders, he was fairly sober at that time.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, but I mean, it was like into him doing it, but like you could like tell like this, he's not acting his usual self. Like he acted like he was drunk. And growing up around a bunch of alcoholics, you could kind of tell.
It's because he was actually
like
drunk. So no,
He
he
probably
definitely was.
was.
So his last 2 or 3
he
years
was.
there
Okay.
in WCW, even when they merged WF, is when his alcohol and drug addiction really ramped up. And it was. It's if you ever get a chance to watch the it's the Jake the Snake Roberts documentary, and they touch on his part of it too, and it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I would like to watch. I love those old wrestling docs.
It's called Saving Jake Roberts or
Dustin
something.
thinks I never saw wrestling.
What'd you say now?
Dustin seems to think I've never seen wrestling.
You haven't. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
listen, I don't know many of
I-
the wrestling references either. So
Big Sexy came out of nowhere.
Do you know? Just because we're on the topic of it, do you want to know one of the first wrestling
What's
matches
that?
I remember watching? One of the first wrestlers I remember watching was an old match because my cousin
Are you
was
saying-
older than. Go ahead.
Are you saying Chris Benoit?
No, but
Oh,
listen. And you might want to take that back because outside of his personal affairs, I like
As a
Benoit
wrestler,
as a
yes,
wrestler.
but I can't
He's
separate
fantastic. Yeah, he's a
wrestler.
piece of shit as a human being. Anyway, we're not here for that. Is my cousin's several years older than me, and he used to watch a lot of wrestling, and it was an old match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Don't remember who he wrestled against, but he was big. He was like big into early era Macho Man and Elizabeth and stuff. Like he was really big into that. So that's what I watched first.
Back when the IC title was really
when
big.
it was the workers champ
Yep.
or a work rate champ. But some of his matches with Macho Man are great. His feud with Steamboat in the NWA was fantastic. But anyway, if you get me on wrestling, we're going to stay here too long. So
sidetrack.
Ooh, and I'm gonna slowly fade into the ether because I could care less.
It's like Homer into the bush.
Over.
Yes. No, I'm just gonna fade away. I'm just gonna
just snap. Dan,
I don't feel good, Mr. Stop.
That makes me think of the episode of Simpsons where fucking Homer's sitting there and he runs into runs into Ned and they're talking about the cider. He's like, talking about the different kind of ciders, and his brain's like, well, I'm out of here. It just floats off, and Homer just collapses to the floor.
Yep, that would be me. So to end this movie, we get Super Shredder, and then he dies. And then I went, oh yeah, that happened.
You see him hitting the fucking docks, and he tears.
They try to. So this
it.
in 2 movies in a row, the good guys tried to save Shredder from himself. So Splinter tries to save him from falling off the building, and instead Shredder can't get over himself and falls into a compactor. The Turtles warn him that if he keeps doing it, he's gonna kill them all, and he doesn't listen again and kills himself again. That's the thing is he ends up defeating himself in both movies.
I know, and that's why Shredder is not good in these live action movies.
He's worse in the cartoon.
Worth it. But he is voiced. He is voiced by was it Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince? So, R.I.P.
James Avery.
Yes.
So I do love the fact that the turtles have to jump into the water to, survive, and then they come out and it's like, oh, the one thing we love being a turtle.
Said it once, I say it again.
Oh yeah, they're like clearly got their asses rocked. They're like,
oh yeah,
love being a turtle, I guess.
So tired. And this is when we're back at the lair. They're all like, "Yay, we did it!" And yeah, and what was it? What was the? Oh no, go Ninja Go.
He shows them
because
the paper
because Splinter's all pissed off because they're in the paper, and he does
were
the
you seen, and they were like, "No, Splinter, we weren't seen." And no,
he's like, "Go Ninja Go! I made another funny." I like how both movies end with that line.
Go.
All right, there we go. But that is it. That is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze. All right, well, now it's time to go around the room and talk about our final thoughts on this movie. So, Paul, why don't you start us off?
I love this movie, but as an adult, I like it less than the first one just because it is obviously toned down. It's got a little more childish jokes into it. And honestly, I do like the third one more than this movie, but I love all three. And I watch all three of these movies every single year. I literally will watch them 1, 2, 3 back to back to back. They're my comfort movies. I love the Turtles. 10 out of 10 recommend for any Turtle fan who hasn't seen it, like younger Turtle fans. Would ooze 10 out of 10. Would ooze again.
Dustin.
This one's my favorite one. Like out of the three, number 2 is objectively my favorite one.
What was that?
But I'm gonna echo. I was making fun of Paul from earlier.
Okay.
But I am gonna echo Paul. Like this is one of those movies. I don't watch 3 enough, but 1 and 2 are definitely yearly watches for me. And I would absolutely 10 out of 10 would ooze again on this movie. I mean,
I think that's our ranking system for this episode. So that is what we all need to.
Yeah.
Is this ooze worthy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Angela, I'd like to hear your opinion on this one.
I don't know if
Angela is a saint. You take that back.
Look, I didn't set the criteria. Parker did.
You can't bring her down
Parker
to
set
our
the
level.
criteria, not me.
You did.
I did. She knows what she signed up for being on the show.
Listen, I've been married to him longer than we've been on the show.
Paul.
Exactly.
We're just a guest. We just follow the rules.
I do what I'm told.
Just follow the rules.
The rules.
I ooze when I'm told.
All right, Angela.
Hey!
Weasley.
Yeti.
There's a cat.
Weasley.
Aww.
Ronald Weasley.
Ronald Weasley.
It's Leviosa.
Must be a hand-me-down cat. Must be a Weasley.
I'm gonna send that video to you guys.
All right,
But he
Angela.
was a handed. Like we saved him.
Take your wand. What is it?
It's
Flick?
a-
What's
it's a-
that?
Stop
Whip
it,
and flick
Ron.
the shit out of it or
Stop
whatever he
it.
said.
Stop it, Ron.
Stop it.
Stop it, Ron.
Harry, you're the chosen one. What if I can't get it up
We
wrong?
can go back.
What is happening? Angela, Angela, help us.
No, yes.
Wait.
Start talking.
Wait. Hang on. I need it. Hang on.
Parker's gonna ooze. Hurry up.
Oh god.
I'm gonna be the disappointment. I didn't too much care for it, except for Ninja Rap.
She
Don't
said
look
no
at me like
ooze for
that.
her. 0 out of 0. 0 out of 10.
No
Look how red
ooze
his
for
head
this.
is turning. Dustin's head is just like bright red. It's like
He's like, "How dare you not like this?" Just gonna go hide now.
you gotta speak your piece. This is what this place is all about.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
I
you
don't know.
like? Wouldn't you like about it?
After watching the first one, I thought they were kind of boring.
You didn't like the first one either?
But you haven't watched the third
No.
one yet, remember?
Well,
Yes,
I like
we
the
haven't
first
watched
one.
that one yet.
but 2 and 3 were boring. I found. I don't know.
Oh, that's fine.
Right. I love how judgmental this suddenly be.
I know
I
Dan.
know,
Dan's
but
like
they
looking
keep
at you.
But I can see
So,
them looking at
I
me
acknowledge
too, and
your
I'm like,
oozeless lifestyle and accept it.
I know.
I will
I
say
mean,
this.
it's oozeless over this side too.
I
Outside
will
of the
say
movie.
this though. These movies are bolstered
Got him.
by our nostalgia, right? So because we
Oh,
grew up on these
100%,
movies and watched
yeah.
them 100 times as kids. So that is a big part of it.
That's why I will always love Godzilla '98, and I don't care who hates it. I don't care who says I'm wrong. That is the reason why I love that movie, because it's nostalgia, and I don't care if nostalgia is gonna make me enjoy. That's why I love Maximum Overdrive, because of nostalgia. The movie's garbage, but it's so good at the same time.
That truck just called me an
Every
asshole.
time I see the front of that vehicle, all I can think of is it looks like the Green Goblin, and it just throws me off every single time.
I mean, it is.
Okay, so
Legit
I
is.
haven't seen it
It's-
since I was young. So
Future episode coming up, everybody.
Yep. We got some bang. Speaking of nostalgia, we got some bangers on that one that month.
All right, Dan.
Hit
us with your thoughts.
All right.
Bring it back.
I'm gonna be the opposite of her because I loved this movie, except I fucking hate Ninja Rap. So huzzah! I didn't like it as a kid. I don't like it now. She loves it. She plays it to annoy me. Yep. It's not my thing. Don't care. This is my favorite Turtles movie. Easily, this is the one I remember, like I talked about.
Without being seen. Have you ever seen the turtle get down? Slamming the chamber with the new cool sound. Yeah, man.
That's fine.
Good shit.
Go
Ninja, go
absolutely.
Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja,
go.
I love it. That's my portion of it. Just everybody singing the song that I don't. That's good. Yeah. Anyway, no, I think it's great, and I love Donnie on the fucking the little
the clown.
Yeah.
I
that
love
was
that
funny.
bit. Always fucking remember that. I love Donnie being cool on the computers and like his existential crisis. Of course, I'm a Donnie fanboy. It's my favorite turtle. But yeah, I love it. But they're all good. Like I just like this movie. It's enjoyable. I chuckled more at this than I did the other one that we watched. And though I do like the original movie. The original movie is a good movie. I just think this is my favorite. And I'm going to equate it to my favorite movie of all time. That I think the serious in tone Godzilla movies are generally better films. But I like mine with my space apes that you'll build a giant mechanical Godzilla and demand the statues and have a brawl on a boat in the middle of the night, but it's clearly daytime.
Or Godzilla, what terrible language.
Yeah, or Godzilla, terrible. The wrong movie, but that one works. Or Godzilla turns himself into a
tail kick.
Yes, or where Godzilla turns himself into a magnetic force. Yep. So yes, I love the schlocky stuff. I love the, even though like they didn't do their weapons, I didn't even pay any attention. If somebody didn't point that out to me, never would have realized.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. It's great. It's a good time for me.
So you would?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh fuck, God! Already it's like the third time today.
The warning before this episode when it actually drops is going to be loaded with ooze. Beware.
Like when you've been married this long, you sometimes don't even notice when they ooze. So.
Yeah. You just got to do it when you can, man.
Oh, God. All right, my turn?
No, I'm just breathing hard.
I'm going to ooze. Oh.
We need a parental advisory on top of a parental advisory for this episode.
It happens every time we come on. I apologize.
Best episode.
Don't need to apologize. This is what makes it fun.
No, absolutely.
My turn. This movie's fun. Yeah, the funniest thing is the fact that this is the toned down child version, and I'm like, it doesn't really seem that far off from the first one. And so it's just as fun because, to be honest, they don't really use their weapons a lot in the first one. So I don't know. I don't see I think a lot of people when they talk about this movie, it's like you have the people who love it, but it's like, oh yeah, but they did tone down the violence. And so I was like, it seemed pretty violent. I mean, Kino's fucking kicking 75 dudes' asses.
Bitches.
For me, the tone down is more in the dialogue and that's
just wisecrack.
It's a lot of jokes to make kids laugh, and like it's more jokey.
Yeah.
This movie is way more jokey. The first one has jokes, but it's not nearly as much as this movie.
But
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
Yep.
So I mean, I really enjoy these movies. Like I said, these were staples growing up, watching the first and second one kind of back to back all the time. They were always on TV too. Can't remember what channel they used to play on, but it was like TBS. They used to play the first two, or maybe they would do the first three, and I would always watch them. I mean, and to be honest, rewatching it last night was a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch it again. I have young kids and kids that I got a 2-year-old, so I get to reintroduce like a lot of these classic movies to them as well. So it's a blast, and it's definitely ooze worthy, I would say. All right, well that is it for TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze. Next week we're going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
With no ooze.
With no ooze. How disappointing. Will it be oozeless? I can't even rate it based on ooze levels. But we have more special guests as we have the crew from the Give Me Back My Action / horror movies on to talk about that. We are very, very excited. And now it is time for our fine guests to talk about their fine show and where we can find them. So,
that's all you.
Go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Last time I was on
Go ahead, Dustin. I had to help him. I had to hold his hand a little bit. I had to push him along.
held him by the fire hose. Ooze. Anyways, I'm Dustin. That's Paul. We are 2/3 of the Flicks and Friends podcast. We are a variety movie podcast, talking about any type of movie. We theme our months. Typically like. You guys go through franchises, which is fucking tight, which I kind of want to do eventually. But I do like our theme months. They're a ton of fun. Right now, we're at the tail end. As of recording, we're at the tail end of our under 10% on Rotten Tomatoes month. And woo-wee.
Month.
Yeah.
Woo-wee, it's smelly over there.
I'm ready for
a long
fucking
fucking ride for that, man.
But
yeah. But we're on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok, all under Flicks and Friends podcast. And you can listen to us on just about any podcatcher you use.
Beautiful. Is next month video game month?
Next month is video game month, and we happen to be joined by Dissect That Film. When we do video game month, oh yes, you're ready for our Resident Evil episode. Yeah.
Oh, I never thought I'd have to talk about that
Project
fucking movie
Alice.
again.
You're all going to die down here.
What? But no, I think this episode's probably going to be falling around the same time as that, whenever that goes. So yeah, this will be out in May. These are recorded pretty far ahead in time. So
okay.
Yeah, this will be a May episode. So so all of the links and everything for Flicks and Friends and Paul and Dustin will be down in the description or in the show notes. It's always a pleasure having you guys on, and
always, yep.
You guys will be back on soon enough. So we already have Paul designated on for animation. If we talk about an animated movie, Paul is going to be our animation guy. I mean, Dustin, you came on to talk about Mulan, so you're coming back on to talk more animation as well. As for us, you can find us. Oh wait, you know what? I completely forgot about our fucking comments. Guys, every single week we ask everybody on social media what you thought of the movie we're covering. So I'm going to have to do some crazy editing to make sure this goes before everything we just did. So
nobody listens to the show anyway. So
I know we get like 2 people. It's fine.
That's fine.
So yeah. So as you know, follow us over on Twitter /X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. I don't post over there, but we have one. And we ask, what did you think of the movie we're covering? And we got quite a few responses. First, we're going to go over to Twitter. I'm just going to call it Twitter. And our first response is from NostalgiaCast, or Darren Lundberg. And he just said, no.
That's the shortest one yet.
Has he been listening to our episode? He's been listening to our episodes. He's like, they keep making fun of me for my long responses.
Thank you, Darren. I love your long responses, Darren. We just got to do it.
Our second one is from @Let'sTalkHorror_ or the Let's Talk Horror channel, my good friend BP from the UK, who says, not as dark, no Casey Jones, more sausages than nunchucks, a dance fight to Vanilla Ice, and the first time I saw a villain kill themselves, but boy, do I still love watching the Turtles. Yes, I love this movie a lot still, and I don't care who knows it. Our next one is from The next one is from @ScreenNerdsPod, who said, as a kid, I love this film. Haven't seen it in forever. Well, you should check it out. We feel
absolutely.
It still holds up, except for Angela. The next one is from @Contrarian Prime, who said, I was crushed when it turned out the new characters were not Rocksteady and Bebop. Crushed! And then we got a couple from Dewey Pod Monsters, just the Go Ninja Go dance. And then we have one from @SuperNerd525751, who said, despite it being toned down, I liked it. And in my opinion, swapping out Bebop and Rocksteady for the Wolf and Snapping Turtle was an interesting choice. I don't know if it's true, but apparently they couldn't use Bebop and Rocksteady because of rights issues. Yes, we talked about it earlier in the episode, the fact that the original creators of the Turtles didn't want them in the movie. So, yeah.
And now thinking about that just real quick, I don't think Bebop and Rocksteady would have translated too well into puppet suits.
Yeah,
I just don't think they would have looked okay. It would
not.
like proproportions. I just don't think it would have.
Yeah,
because it worked.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as good as Toka and Razor look in this movie, like, yeah, it was still very awkward, because of how big they were. So yeah, it would have been.
This movie too.
Weird.
I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, but this is the second at the time was the second largest indie film box office of all time, right behind the first Turtles movie.
Right. Yeah, because this was still considered an independent movie, which is just wild based on how much money the first one made.
And then the Blair Witch came in there and slapped everyone around.
Goddamn Blair Witch.
Yep.
All right, now we're over to Instagram, where we got one from Bucket of Chum Podcast, who will be on later this month, who said, that's my childhood right there. We got Dewey Pod Monster just literally spamming Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. Tammy from the Quad Pro Quo. I can't say that name too fast. She said Guido will listen to this one, I bet, which is her husband, who is one of the members of the Quad Pro Quo podcast. And I said, we want him on the show, damn it.
They don't like us. None of them ever showed up but 2 times.
What did we do? And the last one is from the Evil Deaths, who said, fucking love this movie so much. It's definitely a giant fucking cheese pizza. Actually, just watched this yesterday. Ha ha ha. Can't wait for the episode. P.S. David Warner sucks. Okay.
I want that cheese pizza, man. That fucking dollar slice is so good.
Sounds so good right now.
I could go for it right now. All right, now back to the normal part of this episode.
Let's do the Scooby-Doo ending.
You can find us on all the major social media apps. You can find us on all the podcast apps. If you're listening to us right now, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you are. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, wherever you can rate us. Please leave us those ratings. I don't know if it really helps, but it's cool to read your reviews because you love us and we love you. So thank you. I love you. No, I'm not doing that. Yikes. And also we have a Patreon, patreon.com/dissect-that-film. For a single $1, you get access to polls for the help us choose episodes for the end of the month. We also, sometimes I release episodes early, and I say sometimes because I'm falling behind again, and maybe episodes aren't getting out as early as they should. But sometimes they get out early. And you also get pre-show stuff I start recording before the show actually starts, and you guys get some of those goodies. And then we have a $5 tier where we have a show called The Monster Zone, which is hosted by Dan and Angelo, where we spin a wheel once a month and we talk about monster movies. This month, we're talking about 1977's Tentacles. I can't tell you how it is.
Sexually suggestive.
Yes.
There you go.
And we just did an octopus movie last month.
Yeah, we did. It came from beneath the sea.
Yeah.
So
all the way.
All the way. All the way. So yeah,
it's hard for you.
Yeah. Yes. So if you'd like to support us financially, please go to patreon.com/dissectthatfilm and help us out over there. If you can't do that, make sure to rate and review us. As always, you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/dissectthatfilm, where you can like, comment, and subscribe on the video you are currently watching if you want to see our lovely faces. Hi, YouTube! And leave us your comments on the movie, on the show, on whatever, and make sure to subscribe because it's free. And if it's free, you might as well just take advantage of that, okay?
Fucking do it!
Just do it! And that's going to be it for us, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the show, supporting the show. We love you all. And actually, I want to thank all of our wonderful patrons. We have Billy Joseph Jr., Andrew Schoening, Corey Morissette, Jason, The Flicks and Friends Podcast, Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming, Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Robert Stewart, and Rudy5453. Thank you to our wonderful patrons. We love you so much. And to everybody else, we love you too. And until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angel of DNA Gaming. And that is Dustin and Paul, the Flicks and Friends Podcast. And this has been another episode of the Dissect That Film Podcast. We'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye. Cowabunga! No? Again?
We fucked up. We just fucked up. I realized that. No, we didn't do Dissect That Film.
That's fine. No one cares. Goodbye.
Pointed that out to you.
Did you? Oh my, it didn't even click. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, well, maybe he just took a video.
Nope, forgot. Okay, things happen. My brain don't work.
Just take an old clip where we're clearly wearing something else.
We'll do it another day. We'll just do a random day.
I'm clearly wearing the Winnie the Pooh suit again. It's just...
Oh, yeah, I'll just reinsert another version.
I can have a still of Dustin just somewhere on the screen.
Put it up to your mouth over his mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.